Hello, I'm excited to start a new video series called My Collaboration Operating System. The first topic, that is the most important, is about document, document, document. Have you ever had a brilliant idea while walking your dog, only to have it vanish the second you got to your desk? Or spend an hour trying to remember the details of a meeting you just had last week? It's a universal problem. Our minds are amazing at having ideas but terrible at holding on to them. It's one of the most basic principles of a high performing team isn't about technology or complex systems. It's about a simple foundational habit of writing things down. In this video, I will show you why this isn't just about a good practice. It's the first step to building a collaboration operating system that saves you from yourself and ensure your best ideas never get lost. There is an old saying that I've heard from somewhere that the palest ink is stronger than the best memory. And it's never been more true. Our brains are designed for creativity and problem solving, not for storing every detail. Maybe you are one of a kind who have a very good memory, but for me, I needed help. Life gets busy and we forget things. But when we write things down, we immediately get a return on that small investment. I will walk you through a couple of examples. I recently went to a dentist, and as usual, at the end of that visit, they would want to schedule the next appointment about 6 months from now. They would tell us verbally, but a couple of times I actually forgot. After they told me, I did not immediately write it down. It's good that the doctor office has a nice reminder system where usually before the time they would send us a message to confirm that we are going to go, so that to make sure the slot is not going to be empty when the day comes. But to avoid that from happening, I actually chose to send myself an email on that date, and when the time comes for me to get home, I'll just put this in my calendar so that I have it for the next time. Also, sometimes when I don't have access to my phone or computer and I needed to do something like calling Jim, I just always do this thing where I might just write something on my palm or at the back of my hand. Simple but powerful. I find that there are a lot of benefits of writing things down. It can allow us to, as I said, go back in time and remember the discussion we had and the thought we had at that moment. Think back. Are you able to remember the things from your past? Maybe from you went to school or from your childhood? I wish that I had this knowledge a long time ago to write things down more. Crystallizing my thoughts and making sure that opportunities don't get lost. For example, if I missed a sales call that might turn out to be a big sales opportunity, and because I forgot to write it down, I miss it, I'll be really sad. I actually want to share a specific example here that is very relevant to the project that I'm currently working on, which is putting more of my thoughts out there. So this topic of documentation is very relevant. So I want to take the time and actually walking you through a document system that I'm actually working on right now. Let's get started. I'll take you to the time machine example first. In 2022, I believe, I was challenged by my wife because I have this passion of bridging the gap between customers and organizations, that I had everything in my mind. So she challenged me to what if I started to write things down. Apparently, I did not realize that it was harder than it sounded. But if I now go back to my post, I could scroll all the way down and go back in time to see where I have been and how I have changed as a person through my post. Without this log, I would not be able to say the same. Recently, I come across a new aha moment in my life about my life mission, which I posted here. And in order for me to be clear in my mind in regards to the crystallization of my life mission and what I need to do to get there are a lot of things that I need to get clear on for myself before I can bring others on my journey. So one of the things that I am actively trying to do is to really put these thoughts that are in my mind out there, so that when we write things down, I learn that I remember more things, I become clearer in my own mind, able to be more clear on how I should message certain things, which hopefully then turns into better communication and results on whatever I need to do with that piece of information. So along with that, trying to document my journey throughout this process, of course I will force myself to continue to do this LinkedIn posts regularly, but at the same time I realized that the short LinkedIn post might not be the only right format for me to document my thoughts. So I try to embark on building more of this video series, like what I'm doing right now. As you can see, I started to put some docs here. Where I'm going through my thoughts. It's not easy to create these videos. And I'm not used to be creating this type of videos also. And learn that there are a lot of things that need to go in there. But that's a topic for another day. What I want to walk you through is, I learned at some point that planning for the content that we want to put out there takes effort. Initially, I can always try to rely on my brain, and on another video I already walked through how my brain is a good start but not sufficient, especially if you want to scale. So I will walk you through this video tracker, a simple one that I just created, to show you kind of the magnitude and how video or documentation tracking about this video documentation project is really helpful. So I started with an idea that, okay, let me start by talking about introduction to system. I have another doc where I'm jotting down raw notes as they come. And then I realized that, there are other topics along this exploration that I want to do. There's intro to system, collaboration gap, and I thought, I have certain ways that I want to build an operating system for organizations. So collaboration operating system is another topic. And the more I think about this, one thing that always keeps coming back is what's in it for the organization to focus on these different gaps and operating system? Why should they care? So then I come up with collaboration impact and metrics. And then I jot down all the different ideas and all the different videos that I might want to create. And I realized that I had a Word document, and I start to create this presentation which we were just going through. And then I have to spend time doing this recording. I have to edit the recording to make sure if I say something wrong or there is some pausing or anything that I want to remove, I have to focus on the recording. And then because I want to maintain my consistency across both YouTube and LinkedIn, I have to also be thinking about, have I created that LinkedIn post? And in YouTube there is also a way that you upload your video but not really publish it yet. In LinkedIn you now have a way to schedule your post, and I have been using that feature consistently, so I don't have to be there to publish the content, and it will just post automatically. So as you can see, by the fact that I just have this documentation in front of me, I can already have this discussion with you as if we are collaborating together on a project. Assuming that you rewind the last few minutes that I'm describing this tool with visual and just turn off the video. Which method give you a better understanding of what I am trying to do? So documenting really helps to crystallize our thoughts for both myself and also the people that I work with. And furthermore, this allows me to do analysis and processing and visualizing to then make sure I can take the next best step. Let me show you what I mean. I come up with random ideas all the time. As you can see, this actually turns into out of order very quickly. But I want to know how many videos or ideas that I have already for every series. So as you can see, by visualizing it this way, I'll just do the documentation once and I can slice and dice it different ways. Now I see that, oh, I have, collaboration gap, I just have one and I need to do more. Collaboration metrics, I have one and I should do more. If I want to know when have I been publishing both in YouTube and in LinkedIn, I'm able to use this view to kind of see whether I'm consistent or not in my posting. And on my LinkedIn, you can clearly see that I am behind. And also, by having this color coded, it gives me the ability to draw my attention on certain areas. For example, I may not want to be posting these individual intro to system videos in LinkedIn, and that's totally okay because I have a recap video which I have published, and when people want to understand more about the other part of this video in this series, they can always go to YouTube and find these other videos. But having this acts as like my roadmap on what I want to do. Going back, now I have gone through the benefit of time machine, crystallizing thoughts, and not missing opportunities. If we compare this side by side, as you can see, I go from potentially forgetting about the ideas, great ideas that I thought about during my walk with my dog, to being so on top of everything, not missing any ideas. And I can even use it to be more productive. So this is the benefit for me. But what about when I'm collaborating with others? Briefly, you saw that by just having that documentation, you and I can collaborate together discussing about my plan. You can start to comment, you can start to give me ideas, what I could be doing better, right? Think about when you work with more people, you will have more ideas. You can also have more issues, but by leveraging the expertise and thoughts of all team members, we will be able to use these documentations as a single source of truth that can help us have a more productive discussions to come up with better decisions, processes, and got better results. Our individual notes are no longer trapped in our individual head. When we start to write things down and share it with others, this will allow the entire team to benefit from each of our knowledge without having to spend any time in meetings, or what I really try to avoid is chasing information. Of course, simply writing things down is not enough. It's a great start, but there is an art to it, and this is where most people get stuck. If you are like me, my handwriting is not great. If what you are writing down is unclear, no matter how good you write those things down, you will not be able to understand in the future. If your documentation is disorganized, it will also not be helpful. If you don't use the right tool, your notes can get lost because it become impossible to find. Imagine that you write everything down and now you don't know where to find that one piece of information. Documentation only helps if it's discoverable. When you work with other people, this becomes even more important. You need a system that makes notes visible and easy to search. In our other video, we will talk about the art of documentation, including how to write clearly, concisely, and how to organize our notes so that they are always ready to serve us. In the next video of this collaboration operating system, I will talk about my next favorite topic in collaboration, which is passing the ball effectively. Thank you.